Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It is Wednesday, June 6th. I have big Ripple news for you guys, as well as big news from Binance about fiat pairing. But first, let's get into the Ripple news, guys. So if you guys remember, we've talked about Ripple's Codius project probably even months ago, and even Stefan Thomas leaving Ripple, or stepping down, I should say, to start the company Coil, but he's still in the mix with Ripple. I think this is more of like a subsidiary DBA arm of Ripple with Stefan Thomas, because he's going to be using the Codius smart contracts platform, which is going to compete directly with Ethereum. And we know this, the Codius project belongs to Ripple and it can leverage XRP. So think of it this way. Stefan stepped down to start Coil, and Ripple's he's helping Ripple bring the Codius project back into play, and he's going to leverage it on his company. And of course, Ripple's going to have its smart contract platform, which it can compete with Ethereum on, guys. And real quick, Stefan Thomas, obviously here, he was the co-creator of the Interledger, founder of Coil, of course. Coil is looking to disrupt the way advertising is done online, meaning ads on websites, the relationship between publishers and advertisers, and utilizing obviously smart contract technology, and which can incorporate XRP. So this is big for Ripple. It's another notch under their belt, not just banks, right? And not just payment service providers, and inserting XRP into ecosystems and marketplaces, and the Spring initiatives, not only working with the academic community, but now smart contracts. And this is competing, of course, with Ethereum. So to summarize here for you guys, as reported on CoinDesk, Ripple's former CTO Stefan Thomas is going up against Ethereum with the launch of a new smart contracts platform. Here in a quote, he says, well, it isn't quite new, as mentioned. The platform Thomas released implementations for today is Codius, an open source project that Ripple released in beta in 2014, but shelved the following year. Now, though, having announced his departure from Ripple in May, Thomas is relaunching Codius as the technical backbone for his new company, Coil. He says here, using Codius, Coil aims to change the way websites monetize their content. So guys, another way for Ripple to just dominate, and they're going up against Ethereum. Now, I have very, very interesting news. I didn't know about this, guys. The history of Codius and how it involves Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum. So he talks here, Stefan Thomas. I joined Ripple in 2012, and one of my first projects was to build the smart contract system for XRP Ledger, which is Codius. By 2013, I had an architecture and a prototype, and then it got sandboxed and so forth and so forth. As we heard, it was shelved. He says, later in 2013, a young Bitcoin developer crashed my couch for a couple of weeks while visiting San Francisco. In the afternoon, he would come to the Ripple office and join our discussions about smart contracts. His name was Vitalik Buterin, and these conversations led him to incorporate key/value data structure into Ethereum. That is mind-blowing. I did not know that. So Vitalik got a lot of the knowledge, and I'm not saying all of it, but a big chunk of it from Ripple's Codius project. And he says here, people often ask why we didn't release our prototype, right? Their Codius, preempting Ethereum and potentially attracting developers to XRP instead. Can you imagine that? At that time, we underestimated the amount of interest there would be in smart contracts. Moreover, building this architecture seemed daunting. Hats off to Vitalik and friends for attracting a community large enough and fervent enough to pull it off. So this is mind-blowing. I didn't know this. I'm like, wow. It's like so enlightening. Here's my takeaway from it. This puts Ripple in a better position, even though they didn't launch back then. Because, and here's why, just hear me out. They have the branding, they have the networking, they're working with businesses like American Express, money transfer companies like MoneyGram, Western Union, banks, Santander, and so forth. So they have a lot of businesses they're working with now. So Ethereum, while it has a lot of ICOs and blockchain projects building on it, it's not actually fully being adopted by real world companies, real businesses. A lot have talked about they want to build stuff on Ethereum's network, but we haven't seen the level of adoption, that's been talked about. So Ripple has its own network. It's so easy for them to go to those different companies and introduce Codius. The next is Vitalik took some knowledge from Ripple, but now Ripple's in a position where it has so much money that it can actually make Codius better than Ethereum. And keep in mind, a lot of the knowledge was used from Codius for Ethereum. So Ripple, I think, has the upper hand here, and it can really, really compete with Ethereum. Will it kill Ethereum overnight? No, but I think in the long run, it will. It will for sure. So this is big time news. This is super interesting. I didn't know this happened, and this is going to be big for Ripple, guys. Keep in mind, they have a network of companies and relationships. They can now go to the table and say, hey, Santander Bank, we want to introduce you to our Codius smart contract platform here. And it can be, XRP can be leveraged on it. And it's way better than Ethereum. See my point there? So this is going to, I want to see how this plays out, but this is super interesting stuff. And obviously Stefan is leading the charge here on with Coil to get the ball rolling. And I can't imagine it's going to be very hard for them to get a lot, if they get a handful of the companies they're working with to start leveraging this, which once again, when you compare it to Ethereum, which has them a lot of momentum and so forth, because there's a lot of blockchain projects being built on it, has it gotten real world adoption yet? In some cases, yes, but they're very small and not that many. So this was also reported by Fortune magazine, by the way, guys. So big exposure here for Ripple, for Stefan Thomas, and obviously this project. So exciting stuff, and I want to see how this plays out. The next big news I got for you guys, and if you recall, we've been talking about this. If we can get Bittrex and Binance, two of the largest crypto exchanges, which have really a ton of altcoins, right, to have fiat pairing, that's one of the things that's going to help this market to skyrocket and the next big bull run to be big time. So Binance has officially set up a bank account in Malta, meaning that it's able to partner with a bank to get the funding and to provide the liquidity and cash and the deposits and withdrawals and all of that. This is big because Binance is the largest crypto exchange, does the most volume, has, I think, the most altcoins. So we are one step closer to fiat pairing with Binance. Think about that. You don't have to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum and go transfer it, buy it on Coinbase, transfer it over, then use that to buy altcoins and so forth. You can just go and buy it, maybe a bank deposit using 3D secure credit card. This was going to be a game changer, guys. And we know Bittrex has already started the process. So I can't wait. If you guys are holding crypto, this should be exciting news and give you confidence, because it will make it easy for people to just go sign up, buy crypto without having to transfer and buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, transfer and do all those things are learning curves and a bit of a roadblock for people who are new to the market. So it says here, I can't pronounce his name. The CEO and founder of Binance revealed the company has set up a bank account in Malta in an exclusive interview with Cointelegraph today, June 6th. Binance is currently the world's largest crypto exchange with $1.47 billion in trade volume, according to CoinMarketCap data. The move brings the exchange one step closer to its plans to offer fiat to crypto deposits and withdrawals on its platform, a feature that would further improve the exchange liquidity and facilitate new investors entering this space with fiat purchases. Guys, keep holding on to your crypto. Don't worry what the market's doing right now. Keep holding on. Be patient. We will make money. As you guys know, I'm holding quite a few crypto. I'm obviously most bullish on Ripple because it's a real company and you look at all the stuff they're doing, all the partnerships, real world adoption. But I'm holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Stellar, Sia Coin, and a whole bunch of others. So I'm excited and I think this market's going to take off. We just got to be patient. But the stage is being set. Exchanges expanding, exchanges having fiat pairing. Wall Street and all these big firms and wealthy investors are getting in. They're making it public. Hey, we're getting into it. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs hiring and building out their crypto trading departments, right? I reported on guys who have years of trading experience are being hired for that. A lot of hedge funds, Wall Street firms are gearing up to put money in this market, guys. So super exciting. What do you guys think about this news? Obviously, the Codius project back in on the table here, looking to compete with Ethereum, and this could be another game-changing element for Ripple, guys, and as well as Binance getting ready to add that fiat pairing, guys. This is going to be big. So I'm super excited. I'm buying the dips where I can, and this is not financial advice, so you guys do your own thing, but I see the writing on the wall. And if you just look at Coinbase, which you guys know how I feel about Coinbase, but look at the moves they're making, guys. Even though the market's been down, look at the moves they're making. Expanding to Japan, institutional investment ability, and just adding a whole bunch of features. They're gearing up for that next big bull run, and when this market takes off, the prices that we see now are not going to exist probably in another year. Just my opinion. We're definitely going to be over the $1 trillion market cap, and as we progress, it's going to, 1 trillion will be nothing. Eventually, will be like 10 trillion. Because the big money is getting into coming to this market. And I think, some of the winners, obviously Bitcoin, I think Ethereum, obviously Ripple, because real company, real adoption. Brad Garlinghouse, I reported yesterday, said banks will be using XRapid by the end of the year. He expects dozens next year. So get ready, stock up, have your cash out plan ready. Anyway, what do you guys think about this news? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe for more content on crypto. Talk to you guys later.